All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of GRG Talks. I am joined by Agent Deb Dunham. Deb, thank you for coming onto the podcast.
You bet.
So today we're talking about kind of a fun topic. We're talking about interior design trends. This was something that we actually saw. Deb was kind enough to bring a news article to the marketing team a couple of weeks ago. Actually, she was a couple months ago now. That hit on a bunch of the different trends that we were seeing, and it's something that our marketing director Josh is very passionate about himself. So we thought we'd come on and talk about this I think it's a fun issue because things are always changing in this particular field. So Deb, thank you very much for coming on and talking about this a little bit.
Okay.
So first of all, let's talk about why you would be the person we'd bring on this podcast. So, not a lot of people know this. I certainly didn't know this. You actually do have a passion for interior design. You are by no means, we'll preface it by saying this, you're by no means a professional interior designer, but it is something that you've liked for a while and you even went to college for. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. When I was 18, of course, I had the pleasure of you have to have a career.
Uh-huh.
And my parents wanted me to go to college, which I did not want to do.
Yeah.
But I knew that I wasn't ready to go out and sell houses or build houses or even design. And with that said, I chose interior design, went to Western Washington University, graduated with a design degree. Mm-hmm. Once I had that degree and came home, what do you do with it?
Right.
And so I decided to get my general contractor's license.
Okay.
And at the age of 22, 23, I became a general contractor, bought my first waterfront home, and flipped it on East Bay Drive.
Wow.
And having that project done, I knew that I needed to have the professional real estate brokers on my side. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I became a broker myself so that I wasn't a for sale by owner seller.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is it for you personally about interior design or setting up a home? What is it about? What is it for you that really kind of gets you going? I
can walk into a space and redesign it.
Immediately? Like just right away?
Pretty much.
Really?
And
yeah.
It's hard when I'm showing a home mm-hmm. to not sound like I'm trying to hard sell my buyers.
Yeah.
You know, you can move that wall here, this isn't load bearing, etc. And so I try really hard not to go down that avenue because mm-hmm. I don't want them to feel like I'm just trying to sell them the home.
Right.
But
right.
I can go in and rework an area
instantly.
Pretty much.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So when it comes to that, why do you think it's important for people to keep up on design trends when it comes to real estate? Because you're already seeing it when you walk in. You're noticing like, oh, well, this could change. This could be over here. Right. Why do you think it's important for people to kind of keep up on that?
I think staying up on the trends and as you can afford to make changes is really important because, one, you see what you like, you get to enjoy that look, and then also it keeps your home up to date and in a better market position when and if you want to sell.
Yeah. Have you ever walked into a home and immediately been like, oh, all of this needs to change?
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot.
Yeah, really?
Mm-hmm.
What's the room that you notice when you walk into a house always needs the most work? Is there one room in particular where you walk in almost every home and you're like, yeah, this could use some?
Pretty much the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
Second, the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of these trends. Now, a lot of these trends come kind of from the article that you gave us, but they definitely are things that we notice all the time. I mean, different houses look so different. You can almost tell exactly when a house was built.
Absolutely.
Right? Because
1990
it has
pink.
Yeah. So pink was big in the 90s?
Mauve, yeah.
Oh yeah, mauve. No. That's true.
It was gold.
That's true. Let me ask you this question before we get into that.
Okay.
What have been some of your favorite design things things that you were like, ooh, I like that. I like, kind of wish we'd have kept that around.
Well, I'm a '70s raised child,
Uh-huh.
so I really do enjoy the '70s colors.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're coming back off and on here and there as accents. So.
Yeah. One that I noticed, that I had noticed over these last couple of years, was the ranch house style, I guess it would be, the white house with the black siding. Is that still a thing, or are we now starting to see that sort
Oh, you
of...
mean the black trim?
The black trim.
Okay.
Sorry, black
Yeah,
trim.
yeah.
Is that still a thing, or is that something we're starting to see people go away from?
It's still a trend, but we're seeing more of the warm tones, beiges versus stark white. We're seeing lighter browns, and then dark brown is becoming the black.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
black versus is going away, and we're doing the dark brown.
Yeah, yeah. How about we'll pivot to kitchen, since that is the big room that you mentioned is the room that we always see the most. You can absolutely tell when a home was built based on its kitchen. What are we starting to see now in kitchens that is different than we've seen in the past?
You're seeing more of a just slate or granite black versus the granites that had speckles or the marbles. So that's probably the biggest trend.
Yeah.
And it is a trend.
Yeah. Oh, you think it'll be in and out?
Yeah, it's just like anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one of the final ones was the bathrooms. So the bathrooms now, in particular the showers.
Yes.
So I'm very jealous of this trend because we only have one shower head, but we're seeing these these elaborate bathrooms now with
Yes.
these showers that have like a million shower heads all
Yeah.
from different directions.
Yes. Yeah.
That's one of those trends that I feel like might be one that lasts a while because it's a great one.
It will. It will. And they actually like to call that rain. The younger generation calls it rain. That's
Yeah.
the shower. And so, yes, multiple shower heads will definitely stay around.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
imagine going back down to just one small
Yeah. Yeah.
3-inch shower head.
If there were a thing that my wife and I were to tackle first, well, the kitchen, obviously, our kitchen is real dated. But if there were a thing that we would tackle after that, it would be the multiple shower head situation. I want to try and figure out a way to do that. That one's really cool. And as we kind of close out here, do you have any advice for people as they go to redesign their home? Because one of the things that's tricky about, I think, interior design and keeping up with the trends is that you can have a tendency to want to revamp every room every year because you want to keep up on the trends. What would you tell people about, the interior design of their home and what they should do with it?
I think the biggest thing would just be paint colors versus going in and tearing apart physically your whole home. Paint colors really are what tell you what the trends are.
Oh.
I have one client, very good friend, that I swear paints her house 3 times a year. She probably has 4 inches of paint on the walls. I could say her name.
Insulation.
Yep, I could say her name. She watches the video, she'll know who she is.
That's awesome. You know who you are. Okay, so instead of making wholesale changes, try a newer, more modern coat of paint on it first.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
that's a great
accent walls, an accent trim on the houses, etc. Front doors.
Yeah, that's excellent advice. Well, this topic is fun because it really personally hits the creative bone in my body. I really love to whenever you guys come with new houses, we always just stare at the photos and think they're so fantastic. So the interior design portion of it, keeping up on those trends, can really help you in the end sell your home. Even it can maximize your home sales. So
Absolutely.
thank
Better
you, Deb.
market.
We really appreciate you coming on and talking a little bit about interior design.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.